So number 1, 2, and 3, we found sides. Look at number 4. What are we finding this time? An angle. So when we find this angle, notice how they want the angle this time, but they give us the side that's opposite to that angle, and they give us the side that's adjacent to that angle. In other words, we don't know anything about the hypotenuse. So opposite and adjacent means we're working with tangent. So the tangent of my angle, which they called x, is equal to the opposite side, 8.7, divided by the adjacent side, which was 6.2. Whenever you're looking for an angle, and you should write this down, whenever you're looking for an angle, you need to use the second button. So to find x, I'm going to say second tangent, which will bring this up on your screen. It's called the inverse tangent. And then I just type in the numbers that I see. 8.7 divided by 6.2. So inverse tangent, 8.7 over 6.2, because we're finding an angle. So second tangent, there's that little tangent minus 1, 8.7 divided by 6.2. And this tells me that my angle is roughly 54.52 degrees. 54.52 degrees. And I put the little degree symbol to indicate that I know I was talking about an angle. In number 5, since they give us all three sides, I can choose whichever trig ratio I want. Caroline, which one do you want to use? Sine, cosine, or tangent?
The cosine.
Cosine, right? Doesn't matter, we can pick any one, everybody can do a different one, it's going to come out the same. If I talk about the cosine of that angle called x, I would have to use the adjacent side, which is 12, divided by the hypotenuse, which is 13. So now if I'm finding my angle, I'll tell you that the angle x is the inverse cosine, which is the second cosine, of 12/13. And I just type that into my calculator. So second cosine of 12/13. Did you guys get 22.62? Okay, so 22.62 degrees, because it's an angle. In number 6, they don't really care to find an answer. They just want you to draw what you are told. So I look at this one and it says, okay, I need to draw a triangle that says this kind of stuff. So I make a triangle first of all, and I make it a right triangle. And I show that by putting a right angle in it somewhere. And somewhere we need a 24-degree angle. So I put a 24-degree angle in my triangle. Once I have that 24-degree angle, I know that they give me cosine, which means I need the adjacent side and the hypotenuse. And I'm done. That's it. In number 7, they asked me to find the area. Now that's kind of important, because what you need to remember is that when you're finding the area, we know that area equals base times height divided by 2, or half base times height, whichever way you like to say it. The problem is they don't give me both the base and the height. They do give me the height of this triangle, here it is, but I need the base. So in order to find the area, this is going to be kind of a two-step problem. I first of all have to find the base, which we can also call I don't know, x maybe or something. So we'll call that x. And then once we have that, then we can find the area of the triangle. So let's find the x first. If I find the x, I notice that I have a 5-degree angle. They give me the side that's opposite to that, which is 6. Oh, is that 15?
Yeah.
Sorry, I thought that was a mark. 15 degrees, thank you. So they give me a 15-degree angle, and the side that's opposite to that, and we want the adjacent. So opposite and adjacent means I need to be talking about tangent. Opposite and adjacent on the previous page, in case you forgot. So the tangent of my 15-degree angle is equal to the opposite over my adjacent. Tangent is the only trig function that does not use the hypotenuse, by the way. So I go to my calculator, and I type in the tangent of 15 degrees. And going to 4 decimal places means I have 0.2679. 0.2679. So 0.2679 is the tangent of 15 degrees. And that's equal to 6 over x. The x is on the bottom. What do I do? Divide. So if I want my x, I have to take the 6 and divide it by 0.2679. So 6 divided by 0.2679. And I get 22.4 roughly. 22.4. Now I'm not done with this problem, but I needed that so that I could use my area formula to find the area of this triangle. So now I go back to my area formula, and I know that the area of this triangle is the base, which we just found, of 22.4, times the height, which they gave me was 6, and then divide that by 2. And when I find that out, that will be the area of this triangle. So 22.4 times 6 divided by 2. And I get 67.19.
Yeah.
67.19. And I don't know if they gave me, they didn't give me any measurements as far as like meters or inches, so I need no label at this point.